Hi, Drew.
Hi.
I'm Jen with American Income Life Insurance Company. I spoke with you yesterday regarding your insurance benefits
Oh,
through your
yeah.
brother Mark with UMWA.
Yeah.
Great. By the way, is Mary here because these benefits apply to her as well?
Mary.
Hi, Mary. How are you? Do you guys mind if we sit here at the table because I do have to go over the benefits with both of you? Mary, if you'll sit right there, Drew, you're fine where you are, and I'm gonna just go ahead and stay right here.
Okay.
Did you guys get a chance to talk with Mark about what he has done for you and your family and why I'm here today?
No, he just texted me.
Well, I'll back up a little bit and fill you in. Now, as you know, your brother Mark is a member of the UMWA. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the unions like freemen, electricians, teamsters, and federal employees.
Kinda.
Okay. Well, I answer that you have heard they have some of the best benefits out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, AIL is a unionized company that provides all these benefits for all these unions and associations. Now, Mark is a member in good standing with the UMWA. And as such, he was allowed to extend some of his American income benefits to his family and those close to him. Now, do you guys know the difference between your permanent benefits and your temporary benefits?
Kinda.
Okay. Well, we all have great benefits through work. But when we leave, quit, or retire from these jobs, we lose all or the bulk of those benefits within 31 days. However, your brother Mark has done an amazing thing for you guys. If you qualify today, you will now have permanent benefits that will follow you and no one can ever take them away from you. So you guys be sure to give him a call and thank him, okay? All right. Now, Drew, what do you do for work?
An electrician.
An electrician, okay. And how long have you been doing that?
17 years, right? 17 years.
That's a good long time. And Mary, what do you do? You're a nurse? That's wonderful. How long have you been doing that? 15 years. That's awesome. Well, here is a copy of the letter that the UMWA members received. Like it says in the letter, my job is to bring by your benefits package and explain your options. Now, when I'm finished here, they'll have you fill out this report card that will go back to the UMWA so that they'll know I've been here and I've done my job. Is that fair?
What's that mean?
Now, as the letter explains, they have me here for 3 reasons. To inform you about the food banks, to explain the benefits package your brother Mark qualified you for, and to see if you qualify for any permanent benefits they have set up for the members and their families. Now, let me ask you, have either of you ever been unemployed or laid off?
Oh, I want to say no, but a couple times.
Oh, yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. But the reason I ask is American Income collects food for its members in times of need. Now, the way they help keep the food banks running is that when we're at a member's home, they have us ask if you would like to donate a can of your food or maybe some dried goods. So if that's something you guys would like to do, please remind me before I leave, okay? All right. So Drew and Mary, this is your AD&D certificate. This covers you when you die in any type of an accident. American Income is the company that covers this benefit for you. It is non-participating and non-contributory, which means that you do not have to pay for it or even qualify for it because your brother Mark has already qualified you for it.
So this is no cost, right?
No cost. It's already been taken care of. That's pretty nice, right? Now, Drew, would you like Mary to be your beneficiary?
No. Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, is the 13 Passaic Dakota the correct address for you guys?
That'll work for me.
All right, wonderful. Well, now all I need is a signature down here on the bottom. Great. I'm going to put your certificates here in your folder so that when something happens to you, you will have proof of it, okay? Now, this is your health discount card. This is not health insurance. It is a no-cost card that will give you discounts on things like prescriptions, vision, hearing, and even chiropractic services. Down here is a service number and also a website that will give you a list of providers in your area, such as Walgreens, Target, even CVS. Now, all you need to do
is fill out this middle part here and mail that in. They will send you a card so that you can start receiving your discounts. That's pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Now, these are your child safe kits. Are you guys aware of the Amber Alerts?
Is that that thing I get on my phone?
Yes, it is. Did you know that police and our communities are actively searching for over 2,300 children each and every day?
That's a lot.
It is. This can be a vital tool. God forbid anything should ever happen to any of your children. So some things you're going to want to write down in pencil, such as height and weight, as those things do change over time.
Okay.
You're also going to want to update their photos on special occasions like holidays, birthdays, even school photos. Now, in the middle here, you're going to want to make sure that you fingerprint them. And this section right here is for distinguishing features such as birthmarks, scars, glasses, braces, and the like. Now, on the back is some very important information for the parents. Now, do you see how this could be a very important tool for all of our children?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So be sure to use these, okay? So, do you guys have a will set up?
We've been wanting to, but no.
Okay. Well, this is your family information guide. Now, this is not a will, but it is so important to fill out so that when something happens to you, your family will know exactly what to do. After you fill this out, you're going to want to put it in a safe place here at home. There is one for each of you. Now, the top section here is where you're going to put all of your vital information, such as name, date of birth, social security number, etc. Have either of you ever been in the military?
I'm a National Guard for 2 years.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
Well, in this section here is persons to be notified. Now, this is the most important part. Did you know that millions of dollars in insurance money goes unclaimed each year because either the family does not know about it, they don't know how to make a claim, or the insurance company cannot find the beneficiary?
I can see that.
Yeah. So what they're saying is that you write down 5 people each that are in your local area that can be there to help your family out immediately when something happens to you. So who are the top 5 key people in the local area that can help out in the event of emergency or death?
Well, my mom's down the road,
Okay, what's her name?
Ellen,
Ellen?
and my sister Susan.
Susan?
She's in Howard.
Okay.
And so I really only have one other friend in New Mexico. His name is Daniel.
Daniel, okay. All right, well that's perfect. So your estate information is going to go here.
Okay.
Do you have life insurance outside of work?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, your life insurance through work, you're going to want to write that down in pencil because that is temporary. Okay? Now, this part here is for your financial institution information. Do you use checking or savings?
Both.
Both? Okay, wonderful. Well, you're going to list that here because when you die, someone in your family is going to have to close those accounts.
Okay.
Now, here are your funeral services and final requests. This is very important. Have either of you ever had to plan a funeral?
Fortunately, no.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. Well, do you know if you want cremation or a burial?
Well, my daddy always said, you want to get buried. Sorry is the devil.
Your dad sounds like an interesting man.
He is.
Either way, it's very expensive. So please remind me before I go, part of the program takes care of all of your final expenses, but you do have to qualify for that. Do you
Okay.
see how important this guide can be?
Of course.
All right, wonderful. I'm going to set that over there as well. Now, because your brother, Mark, is a member in good standing with the UMWA, they are allowing you to extend some of the same no-cost benefits package to the people in your life that are going to help out when something happens to you. So they'll be receiving the same $2,000 AD&D certificate, the health services discount card, the family information guide, and the child safe kits. Now, they do have to qualify. They have to be over 21, live in the local area, and be employed. Most members extend this to their brothers, sisters, parents, and close friends. So you said your mom's name was Ellen and she lives right down the road.
So she's 11 to Salem.
Okay. And Susan?
Susan is 123 ABC Street.
Okay. And does she have any children?
2 children.
2, okay. And your friend Daniel?
Daniel is single, no children.
Okay. Now, is there anyone else that you want to extend these benefits to?
You know, my neighbor Mary has 8 kids.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. That is a lot. Now, you do text, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to send you a text and let me know when you get it, okay?
Got it.
Great. Now, go ahead and forward that text to everyone you extended these benefits to.
So my mom, Susan, Daniel, and Mary, right?
Yes. This way they'll have a heads up that I'll be contacting them.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Now, since your mom, Ellen, lives right in the area, why don't you go ahead and give her a call so we can fill her in? And I'll just wait while you do that, okay?
Hey, Mom. Hey, I'm sitting here with one of the gals that works with my brother's insurance.
Here, why don't you let me talk to her? I'll explain it.
Okay.
Hi, Ellen. This is Jen with American Income Insurance Company. They do many of the permanent benefits for the unions like the FOP, firefighters, and veterans. I'm sitting here with your son Drew, and we arranged for you to receive a no-cost AD&D package and benefit package. Now, my job is to get it delivered to you so that you're going to have it for your records and know what to do when something happens. There's a certificate of coverage that I'm going to need to drop off, along with some benefits he was able to recommend you for. It's very important. What time would be best to drop this off to you and your spouse? Okay, and let me double check. You do live at 11 Paseo Costa? Great. What shifts are you and James working these days? Okay, great. I can take care of this for you tomorrow at either 10 or 11 o'clock. What time works best for you and James? 11 o'clock? Wonderful. I will see you at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you so much, Ellen. Have a great day.
She's fun. You like her.
She sounds nice. Now, Drew, Mary, since you guys did not find out exactly what your brother Mark did for you, I'm going to back up just a little bit, okay? Now, as they mentioned in this letter, there's a program that they have set up for their members. In fact, this is the Labor Advisory Board. Okay? It consists of 54 international labor and associations. Okay? Now, they're very important because what they do is help advise and make recommendations as to where the gaps are in your benefits and what benefits people may need. Now, they've asked us to read this letter to each of its members, and since Mark sponsored you, I'll read it to you, okay?
Okay.
Dear UMWA District 22 member, the insurance program being offered to you today are made available on a voluntary basis through the cooperation of the UMWA District 22 and American Income Life Insurance Company, a 100% union labeled company with a long-standing history of serving unions and their members. AIL's supplemental benefits are not in competition with any group benefits through your workplace or employer and can complement any insurance policies you may already have. If you choose to take advantage of any insurance program offered through AIL, your benefit program is permanent and portable through your lifetime. AIL supplemental benefits include automatic built-in features to help union members during hard times, such as a strike and layoff waiver of permanent premium benefit. American Income Life provides insurance services to millions of policyholders throughout the United States, Canada, and New Zealand, and has over $50.4 billion of life insurance in force.
That's a lot.
It is. If you qualify, your coverage lasts a lifetime and is under your independent control. Once the program has been explained to you, we are sure you will agree with the many participating members how valuable this program can be in times of need. There are several benefits available, Please take a few minutes to listen to the AIL representative who is visiting you. If they can help you with your needs in this area, please take advantage today. We would like your feedback, so please take a minute to complete the report form. This information helps us serve you more effectively. In solidarity, and it's signed by the International Vice President of that union, Mike Galpaez. Now, you see the reason that they were chosen to do the program for the unions, because they realized that typically 31 days after you leave, quit, or retire from your job, you can lose all of your income benefits or they greatly reduce. These are permanent and portable insurance benefits, and if you qualify them for them, you get to keep them for the rest of your life. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Great. Well, in fact, they don't just work with the police and firefighters and teachers. They work with over 40,000 groups and are rated A+. Over 5 million members are enrolled. So they must be doing something right. Don't you guys agree?
Must be.
Now, I do have to let you know, just because your brother Mark qualified you for these benefits doesn't mean you're automatically allowed to enroll. You do have to qualify. If you're too high risk, they cannot let you in. So they have me ask you a couple of questions just to make sure. Is that okay? All right. Have either of you ever had any arrests, including DUI?
No.
Good. And have either of you used any tobacco products in the last 12 months?
Nope.
Okay. Do you take any prescription medications?
Nope.
Okay. Sounds great. Have either of you had any health issues in your lifetime? Any family history of cancer, diabetes, heart disease?
Had chicken pox.
Haven't we all? But based on what you told me, I'm not sure if you qualify just yet, but you do have a really good chance. So I can at least explain the benefits to you. The needs analysis determines need based on 3 things: family situations, benefits you already have, and income. Drew, Mary, did Mark fill you in on the hour power?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, so he didn't. Hour power is a very old principle that says members should take that first 1 hour of their weekly wage and set it aside to protect themselves, provide for their family's future. Now, 1 hour of your wage is each week is roughly 1/40th of your income, right?
Not normally.
Okay. Well, that's not going to change your lifestyle, do you think?
Okay.
Okay. Of course not. Any financial planner would tell you to set aside 10 to 15% of your income. But your program is based on 1 hour, which is only 2.5% of your income. So all of our members really can't afford it. Now, provided you can qualify, they allow you to set aside between $20 and $100 a week. Every member has different situations and different hourly wages. But what I am obligated to do is show you what setting aside 1 hour combined will do for you and what kind of protections that will provide. Then when I'm done, the UMWA would like to have your opinion on this report card so that we'll go directly back to them. Is that fair?
Sounds good.
Okay. So Drew, what do you make an hour?
I'm at 20.
Okay, $20 each. Now what I'm going to do is show you what setting aside $20 each week will do for you and your family, okay? Just like any other enrollment period, provided that you can qualify, there are forms that need to be filled out in person while I am here. And this is not something we can do later over the phone, okay? So you guys, please be sure to stop me if you have any questions, okay? All right. Now, they are concerned with 3 major areas: accidental injuries, final expenses, and paycheck protection, okay? The first area that they're concerned with is when you get injured in any type of an accident. Have either of you ever thought about what you will do when you get injured in an accident?
Hopefully not.
That's true. Well, the Labor Advisory Board and American Income have given it a lot of thought. Their concern isn't that your medical bills won't be taken care of because you have health insurance to take care of that. And when it's job related, you have workers' compensation. And there's a lot of members that have some form of disability. What they are concerned with is lost wages and other expenses that can start, okay? Drew, when you end up in the hospital, even though your medical bills are taken care of, no one pays you to be there, right?
I wish.
Right? And Mary, when you get that phone call, obviously you won't be working either. You guys want to be by each other's sides. And God forbid anything happens to your children, nobody's working, right? So Drew, when you or Mary or any of your kids get hurt and you have to go to the emergency room, they're going to send you up to $150 just for taking the time to go and get that injury looked at. This is for any kind of an accident, whether you scrape your knee, need stitches, on or off the job. That money is going to come to you here at home. The only exception to that is when it's going to get deposited directly into your bank account. It is your money. Now, the only exception to that is when you have to stay overnight in the hospital. They're going to send you up to $300 every day for up to a full year. This ends up being $2,100 a week. Now, let me ask you, when that money comes in, will that help out your family? Of course it will. Now, the only exception to that is when you have to stay in intensive care. They're going to send you $600 a day for up to 2 weeks. The reason why it's $4,200 a week is because usually when you're in intensive care, it's a life or death situation. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. Now, the second thing that they are concerned with was your final expenses. Now, Drew, who's going to be responsible for taking care of your funeral and final expenses when something happens to you? It's going to be Mary. Yeah, and you've already told me neither one of you have had to plan a funeral before, which is good. The reason I asked that question is it's a very serious problem. Now, the concern is not that you are going to die, because we all will, right? Yeah. But when we die, someone in our family has to face a funeral director immediately. Nowadays, funeral directors require all or the bulk of the money up front on the spot before they start doing anything. Or they at least want to know where the money is going to come from. Did you realize that?
Makes sense.
Okay. So now what they have done is set up the Freedom of Choice certificate to take care of your final expenses. If you qualify, each of you will receive your own certificate that looks just like this. Now they call it the Freedom of Choice because it is good at any funeral home in the entire country. The way this works is that when something happens to you, Drew, then Mary can take this certificate to any funeral home that you choose. And when the funeral director looks at Mary and says, "I'm very sorry for your loss. How did you want to take care? Drew's funeral is going to cost $15,000. How did you want to take care of that today?" At that point, Mary, you're going to say, "Drew has the freedom of choice. Everything is going to be taken care of from there." Now, Drew, in your case, they have set aside $15,000. And Mary, in your case, they have also set aside $15,000 to take care of your funeral and final expenses. Now, what is not used at the funeral home gets sent back to the beneficiary, right to their bank account. Now, let me ask, Drew, Mary, isn't this nice to have it taken care of for your family? Now, each of your children are going to be covered for $10,000. And that benefit can be converted to a $50,000 policy at age 21, regardless of their health or their habits. And they can keep that for the rest of their lives. Isn't that great?
That is great.
Okay. Now, the only exception to this is when you die before the age of 65. It will typically be in some type of an accident, right?
I know so.
Drew, when something happens to you in any type of an accident, not only will they immediately take care of all your final expenses, but they're going to send your family an additional $30,000 to help out during that time. Now, when we die in an accident, what type of an accident do you think it will probably be?
New Mexico?
Yeah.
What
Good guess. You're right. Absolutely. It's going to be a car accident. In that case, they're going to send you an additional $60,000. And that's plus your final expenses to help take care of your family. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
15 plus the 60?
yes, yes. And when we're traveling on a common carrier, like a bus or a plane or even on a cruise ship, they're going to send an extra $150,000 to the family. And each of your children are going to be covered for 20% of the same coverage that you guys have for these same accidents. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, the third thing that they're concerned about is your paycheck. Now, Drew, you are on your way home from work and you get killed in a car accident or pass away from a stroke or a heart attack. Is your paycheck going to keep coming to support Mary and the family?
No.
Of course not. Your paycheck is going to vanish just like that. But taking care of the family, putting food on the table, paying those bills, those all stay pretty much the same. So, Mary, the bills are going to keep coming in month after month, and Drew's paycheck is gone, right? But let me ask you, you do have life insurance, right? Okay. Well, hopefully that's going to be about 10 times your annual income. And the UMWA realizes that all of the members do typically have life insurance. But here's what happens in a typical situation. When you die, your family immediately has to start dipping into those funds and those lump sums. First for reimbursement of your burial and miscellaneous expenses, and then because your paychecks have stopped coming in, Mary, you're going to have to keep dipping into those savings and pay bills and put food on the table. And then a year or two goes by, and what has happened to all that money? It's gone, right? Yeah. So here's your paycheck protection, or what we call readjustment income. When something happens to you, they're going to start sending Mary a paycheck the very next month and every single month after that for a minimum of 1 full year. Now, the reason they chose at least a year is because, Mary, you're going to need a decent time to adjust. A couple of months just isn't enough time. Does that make sense to you guys?
Sense to me.
Yeah. Now, what they're going to do in your case, Drew, yeah. So what they're going to do in your case, Drew, is they're going to start sending Mary $3,400 every single month for up to 3 years for any cause of death. And Mary, when something happens to Drew and they send you and your family that check every month, do you think that will help give you and your family time to adjust? Yeah, that's right. Now, Mary, you'll be in a position that when that does happen, you take the money you receive and get it invested for your future, your children's educations, and retirement. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. And Mary, when something happens to you, Drew's going to receive $1,000 a month for up to a full year.
Oh,
Now, this does build an emergency fund. So after 3 years, if things ever get tight financially, there will be some money to help take care of your program at that time so that you don't lose it. There are also paid up benefits available so that when you retire, you can stop contributing to the program and keep a reduced paid up option for the rest of your life. Now, have you ever thought about what will happen to you when you guys are diagnosed with a terminal illness? Yeah, nobody does. Well, they have put a lot of thought into it. In fact, they realize you're going to need a lot of cash. So when you are diagnosed with a terminal illness, and not expected to live for more than 12 months, they're going to send you half of the final expenses and paycheck protection, and the other half will come to your family after you are gone. Now, there is also a strike and layoff clause so that you cannot lose your program. In fact, in case of a union strike, they will start to take care of your insurance benefits for you for up to a year, and you never have to pay that back. So, Drew, even if you can't work for just one day because of a strike, they're going to take care of your benefits not only for the week, which is $20, but for the whole month, which is going to be $80. Now, I've showed you what setting aside 1 hour will do for your family. So let's review just to make sure that it's clear, okay? Your accidental injury benefits are there for you and your family. Your freedom of choice covers you, Mary, and the children for any cause of death, and it is there until it needs to be used. Now, your paycheck protection and all your protections on the side down here. Make sure no matter what happens moving forward, you never have to lose your benefits after today. Even if you change jobs, get very sick, move. Again, you can see why this is so important for you and your family, can't you?
Sure.
Now, my job, because of what your brother Mark has done for you, is to give you an opportunity to get enrolled in what you would qualify for. The best part is that they set this up like a payroll deduction, but they do it once a month through your own checking account. That way, when you change jobs or move, you never have to worry about losing the insurance because they are under your control and not your employers or the union. Okay?
Yep.
Now, Drew, Mary, let's face it, we are all going to die. We do not have a choice. So either we deal with this now or someone in your immediate family will have to deal with this when something happens, right? Now, you will have to answer some medical questions to see if you can even qualify. But probably the most important question that I have to ask you is when something happens to both of you, say you're in a bad car accident, there's going to be just a little over $180,000 available. Now, who do you want that money to go to? Michael?
He's 17.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll be
Yeah.
Hopefully never.
Hopefully never. That would be the best option. Now, it doesn't make a difference to me which program you try to qualify for. Most families try to qualify for their 1 hour combined at $40 a week, which is what I went over with both of you. Some families ask if they can do more and set aside a little more for their families and double the benefits, which is $80 a week. Or some members choose a more basic program to get started, and they know that they can upgrade down the road, provided they still qualify for. So which way did you want to go?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, while you guys are thinking about what options make the most sense, I'll go ahead and ask you the medical questions just to make sure that you guys qualify, okay?
Okay.
All right, wonderful.